Dandy searches for a rare alien on a plant-filled planet. In my review of Space Dandy, Episode 9. Not often does an anime series leave me completely speechless with nothing to say, but this week is one of those rare cases. Space Dandy is the ultimate testbed for the director Shinichiro Watanabe because he just does whatever the hell he wants every week, and I never really know what to expect. This week's episode did have a story which was very similar to what we've seen in Space Dandy, which is Dandy and the crew searching for an alien and somehow inadvertently destroying the planet that they're on. But really, this whole episode was just a spectacle of animation. It was basically like a big 20-minute like music video. And I only say that because there's a lot of really long, drawn-out sequences of this giant planet and all of the plant life and everything from just seeing like the amoebas moving around and the way they design the aliens in this one, which are just not like what you would expect from like alien plant life. They all look very amorphous and creepy. And there's this one that's like I'm presuming is female, if they even have a sex, that's like following Dandy around all the time, and it has like a weird attachment to Dandy. And, you know, really though, like I said, the story is there in this one, and it all results in Dandy like finding this alien, which actually ends up being just a rock, which is actually the reason why all the plants on this planet have actually evolved. And when he takes this away and destroys it, everybody on the planet dies, and they regress to their original forms. And it's bittersweet, to say the least, because there's a lot of build-up to it. It's like this huge acid trip of an adventure as Dandy's walking through the landscape of this planet. And they show it off like music video style, like I said. And it is entertaining, and it is pleasing to the eye. It's just beyond strange. I'm not really sure if it's the episode for me, but if you are following the series, I would still check it out. You know, it's the weirdest episode of the series, and that's saying a lot, because every episode of Space Dandy is so strange and manages to tackle a different genre each time, and I'm not really sure where to, like, classify this one in. I don't know if that's genius or if it's pretentious, but what I will say is that the animation is nice, especially in that big sequence towards the end when he actually starts to try and remove that weird rock, and all the like plant life starts to converge in at once and like become one giant thing. It's just, I don't know, just, it's an excuse for good animation again. It's just, the more I see an episode like this, the more I'm like, well, this really seems like it belongs on Adult Swim. It seems like it would cater much more to the stoner-centric crowd, if you know what I mean. There's also this funny subplot where Meow has been captured by these other plant creatures, and they're force-feeding him and fattening him up, and since that's all he wants to do is just sleep and eat all day, he's completely down with this. But they're going to eat him. And they specifically say in the subtitles they're going to fatten him up for foie gras, so they're going to eat his liver, and I don't know, I just think that's very funny, and he really dodged a bullet when Danny was able to pull the rock out from the planet, because otherwise he would have just been screwed. This would have been the umpteenth time that Meow actually died. So, a pretty interesting episode. It's good to see that the cast did not actually die this week. Again, check out the episode. It was just very creative how they actually drew, like, all of the different plant life and all the different creatures, because, you know, they could have just gone with really standard, like, anthropomorphized, like, plant creatures. And they didn't. They went with these like very like super realistic drawings, and it just made for a very odd and interesting episode that I really can't compare to anything. So the score this week is, I don't know. It was just a strange episode. Check it out. It was still pretty entertaining. You'll probably get a few laughs out of it. And just to check out the weird animation styles they used this week, which were very warping and crazy and just plain old psychedelic. Check it out, guys. It was another Dandy episode, just kind of a weird one. If you guys had a chance to check out this week's episode of Space Dandy, I'd love to know what you thought about it, and you can tell me with your comments below. I'd love to hear your interpretations of this episode. Remember, guys, before you leave, make sure and hit that like button, give this video a thumbs up. It's one of the easiest ways to support these videos, and you can subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check out some of the other videos that we're working on. I just got done reviewing One Piece 635. They introduced CP0. That's pretty badass if you know what I'm talking about. So check that out, and I will see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000 out.